Welcome to the Tuesday Tea, everybody. My name's Maddie.
I'm Carly.
And we're so happy that you guys are here.
Happy Tuesday.
Today, we are having a very fun guest on in a little bit, Avery Anna.
Yeah.
She is the coolest singer. I found her on TikTok.
From what song?
I don't remember, but I remember she was singing in the bathtub.
Oh my gosh, that was, I think, what made her big. I think. We'll see, but...
Yeah, we'll talk about all the details when she comes on.
Yeah.
But before she does, we're just going to have a little chit-chat life update, and then we're going to bring her on. We're so excited.
I know, I'm really excited. This is going to be our first artist that we're going to have on.
I know. If you're watching on YouTube, we're dressed all nice today because we're having a guest. We need to look presentable, which normally we wear sweatpants and no shoes.
Yeah.
And today, Carly texted, she's like, I look like I'm going to visit the president.
Yep, I do. Into the Oval Office I go.
No, you look so cute. Where's that top from?
Oh, just Amazon.
Same.
Wait, where's that? That's from Amazon?
Amazon.
Oh, I love it so much.
Amazon Queens.
Something about the polka dots?
Yeah.
And the neck.
Mm-hmm. Polka dots are coming back.
Oh,
they're having their moment right now.
I'm so happy too because it's like a classy chic.
It is so classy looking. It's like Italian French summer.
Yes.
You're on a yacht sipping an Aperol Spritz in a polka dot dress.
Let's go.
Picture it, think about it, marinate on it. I have a little update. I finished a new audiobook called Listen for the Lie.
Okay.
By Amy Tintera. Have you ever read any of her books before?
I've never heard of her.
Oh, okay, me either. Until this, I found it on Goodreads. So it's like a murder mystery, but with like comedic relief. It's not scary. It's not like it's going to give you nightmares, but it's basically about a girl whose best friend is murdered and she can't remember the night. And so everyone thinks that she did it because she like had blood all over her and stuff like that. And this isn't giving anything away because this happens in like the first chapter, but there's a podcast, like a podcaster who does true crime and he investigates stories. He followed the story and wanted to like uncover who really did it because it happened years ago and everyone in her town thinks she did it, but she's never been charged. So it basically kind of like ruined her life. Like whenever she gets in a new relationship or gets a new job, like it interferes with that. And so the podcaster like wants to interview her to find out what really happened. And it's really good. There's a lot of twists and turns. It's like an easy, quick listen.
That sounds like a really interesting plot, especially like when podcasts are now tied into books.
Yeah, I know.
Have you read Finley Donovan mysteries?
No, never heard of them.
They're so quick. And
is it a girl or a guy?
A girl.
Oh, okay.
So it like follows this one girl who is just always in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Classic.
I know, for all these like thriller, murder, mystery vibes. And like it follows certain characters throughout the whole entire series. And they're so quick. And I listened to all of them on audio. And like it follows her, it follows the ex-husband, it follows the nanny.
Oh my
and there's
gosh.
like each book, there's like a different thing going on. And it's just kind of sweet. And then sometimes it shifts, like one whole book will be just from the nanny's perspective.
Yeah.
And those are like light and airy murder, like fun crime books.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. One of my favorite ever murder books, it's a whole group of grandmas that kill. Have I told you about this book before?
No.
It is so good because it's like comedic relief.
Yeah.
But murder from these grandmas. Hold on.
Not the grandmas.
You would love it. Grandma murder book.
Schmoogle it.
Grandma, I know exactly. Grandma's murdering book.
The actual grandmas?
Old ladies who murder book. That's probably gonna do it.
So funny.
Yes, I found it.
Ah, beautiful.
Killers of a Certain Age.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen this before?
No, I haven't.
I listened to that one on audio too.
Okay.
So entertaining.
Is it just one book or a series?
One.
Okay, I'll add it to my Goodreads.
Entertaining.
I need to follow you on Goodreads.
Hey, yeah, you do.
I don't know if we're friends on there.
Let's be friends. I actually think I sent you a request a few months ago and you haven't accepted it.
Oh,
it's actually why we're here today.
So sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It hurts.
Ooh, no, I'm excited. I'll listen to that next. I've been in my suspense thriller era. I'm currently listening to Too Late by Colleen Hoover. I haven't dabbled in a Colleen in a minute, you know? Also, guess what I got in the mail? Speaking of Colleen.
A claims court. You get money from the trauma.
I love the creativity.
It ends with us. Trauma that we experienced.
That would be nice.
Okay.
Unfortunately, no. Waiting for that check. I got Blake Lively's hairline a PR box for it. And I was like, I have never felt so questionable about a PR box.
That's insane. Did you know it was coming?
No. I don't know how they found me.
She heard us.
She heard us. She's like, let me win them over. I know they're not on my side.
Yeah,
So
she's just showing us how powerful she is and the dragon she has because she can find your address.
yeah, she's like, I can find
This
you.
is actually probably a death threat is what's happening, Maddie.
I'm scared.
Now that we're talking about it.
Yeah. I'm going to try it because I need to give honest opinions. If it sucks, I need to tell the world it sucks. I'm not afraid. Only a little.
The worst is if it's really good.
Yeah. Then that,
Just kidding.
Be a bummer. But I will try it out and I will report back. But I thought that was so funny.
Oh my gosh. What all does she have in that hair care line?
I think it was a shampoo, conditioner, and a mask and something else. It was probably like a texture spray or something.
TBT to her promoting her hair care product PR tour.
She does have fabulous hair, though. I will give her that.
It's literally probably genetics. It's just like...
Yeah, it is genetics.
When you go to people's skin, you're like, tell me your skincare routine. 90% chance it's not because of what they're doing.
And same with like workout routines. There's this girl named Morgan. I forget what her Instagram is. Morgan Lee Hewitt or something. She used to live in Nashville, but she did a lot of fitness stuff. And I loved her because she was always so transparent whenever people would ask like how she had abs. And she's like, honestly, it's genetics. Like I was 12 when I had abs and I never did a crunch in my life. Yeah. So I can't, like, I'll tell you what I do, but don't expect your abs to look like this. And that was like discouraging because it's like, well, my genetics say otherwise. I've never had an ab and I've done many crunches. Yeah. But I just love the transparency that she had.
That's so awesome because I feel like normally someone would use that as a sales ploy. Just like, look at what you can get by following me.
Yeah, follow my workout plan, buy my 12-week program. Yeah.
God bless her.
Mm-hmm.
My old friend, has abs and didn't work out either, and such toned arms and legs. And I literally would be like, please tell me the secret. And she's like, I literally don't do anything. I was born with this. I'm like, must be nice.
People say God doesn't have favorites. Yeah. I'm like, but I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm like, what are you, part like leopard?
Yeah.
Like, what in the world? How do you get toned like that without building muscle?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And being shredded.
Mm-hmm. Good for them, though. We're happy for them.
Good for them.
But anyways, I started listening to Too Late by Colin Hoover, and I received a lot of DMs about it. It had a lot of ratings, maybe 200,000 on Goodreads. So it seemed like a promising book. And some girl was like, oh, it is so dramatic. It's like a Lifetime movie. And I said, is that a bad thing? And she said, it just depends if you like Lifetime movies. And I was like, I've never, like, as I started listening to it, I was like, that is a really good way to explain this book. Like, it's so dramatic. So dramatic.
That's so annoying.
And it was like to the point where I almost stopped, but I was halfway through. And I'm like, okay, if this many people said it was good, I have to keep going. Like, there has to be a twist somewhere because the first half was just like so predictable and cheesy.
Gross.
But we'll see. Stay tuned.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just started The Crash by Frida
McFadden?
Yeah.
Oh, I love her.
But like
The Crash, is that a rom-com?
No.
Oh, Frida McFadden. She's the housemaid.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just...
Is that her newest one?
I don't know.
I think it is. And I think it didn't, like, people don't like it.
It's just frustrating. Like, it's like, I want it to not be predictable. And so far, I literally am halfway done. And it's just...
The thing with Frida, though, I feel like her books always twist right at the end.
Yeah.
It's like the last chapter.
But I don't like that because then the first 90% is just like it's an interesting plot, but all these books are all starting to be the same. Like, if you read 3 Colleen Hoover books, they all ish are the same.
Yeah.
Ish. So I just need some like Killers of a Certain Age or Finley Donovan. Like, they just change it up a little bit, and I hate books like that.
Yeah. No, you're right. The Crash is the one that just came out, and people aren't liking it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I didn't read it, because I usually love her books, but that one didn't get good feedback. But Too Late is not a typical Colleen Hoover rom-com.
Oh, okay.
It's like murder mystery, kind of dark a little bit. It's kind of like Verity. I think it was like her attempt to do another book like Verity, like that genre. But I don't think it's obviously as good as Verity, because Verity is so good.
Did you see their filming?
Yeah.
Verity with Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
Sydney Sweeney and Brandon Atlas from.
Oh my gosh, he's in it?
He's in it.
Oh,
I don't know if he's the husband, but I'm like, good for him.
that
Any
man.
character made it out of there. It should be him.
A tall drink of water, that one.
He is so hot.
Yeah, I know you never watched 1923, this Yellowstone spinoff.
Right.
But he's in that, and he is zaddy in that show.
Yeah.
He's a man. He is the most manly man I've ever seen in my life, and he's obsessed with his wife. I love him. I love him. That is a great show.
He's really attractive.
You should watch that show. You don't even have to watch Yellowstone to watch it.
I always get it wrong.
1923. It's on Paramount.
Who has Paramount?
I know.
Paramount?
I had to log into somebody's.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Honestly, what kind of friend is it if you don't just share logins?
Yeah, that is the epitome of true friendship.
Like,
and that's, that's life.
It's just crazy how easy Netflix and like Amazon Prime and Hulu are catching on to that.
Yeah.
It's so fascinating. I'd be so curious, like the back end work of how they catch that or like how they like police it.
Yeah, like monitor it.
Yeah.
It's so annoying because when I moved to Tennessee, I couldn't share with my whole family, which like I was using my mom and dad's Netflix, my sister's YouTube TV.
It's crazy.
You can still do it on Hulu, but they've said that they're going to crack down.
Oh,
so I don't know when that's going to
annoying.
happen. I know.
Probably hired some silly smart engineer and it was just like, solve this.
Yeah.
We need to make money off of people living apart from their family.
Scoundrels.
Yeah.
Every last one of them.
I know. I was on TikTok last night and someone was like asking Brandon how he feels to be the uglier version of X actor. And I'm trying to think of the X actor. And I'm like, why would you say that? He's so hot. I know.
Was it like Brad Pitt or something?
I can't think of the older actor.
The uglier version? I'm sorry. Never in my life would I
true.
use that adjective within 10 feet of that man.
No. To be fair, though, what I love about him, this sounds so stupid. Like, he isn't the classic A-list celebrity look where it's like very distinct and like jaw on the floor. Just the way he carries himself, how he dresses, how he talks, how he like acts, his personality is just hot and he's good. He is good looking.
Yeah.
He's not like a model
I think I'm biased because the first time I ever saw him was 1923 and he's so hot in that show. Like everything about his character is just so hot.
It's the personality mixed with
it's
just a good looking dude.
Yeah, it's the character that you see the first time and it just like embodies that person forever in your mind.
But that literally goes back to our point about Leo Woodall in White Lotus. It can also make a really hot guy be so ugly.
Wait, which one's Lee? Oh, yeah.
It can make someone so attractive that I think is hot because of One Day look so ugly because he's a bad character.
Yeah, he was the drug dealer boyfriend in season 2. If you guys don't know who we're talking about, the blonde guy.
The nephew.
Yeah, he was so ugly in that show.
Ugh.
But if you saw him on One Day, apparently you think he's hot.
Yes.
Yeah, the character that you play really does.
It's so real. I'm trying to think of this one character I absolutely can't stand. Oh my gosh, I can't, or not character, actor or actress. And my ex used to have the biggest beef with me, and he's like, you can't not like an actor because they played their character so well. And I'm like, well, I do.
Sometimes it trips you out, though.
It does.
Like, if they're a really bad character and they're really good at it, you're like, that is them in real life. You cannot convince me otherwise.
You're just like
they're too good at it.
Yeah, I've written them off. It's done. I don't like them.
Yeah. I get that. We're all victim to that.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
It just shows how good of a job they're doing.
Yeah, honestly, it's a compliment.
It is a compliment that I hate you, actually.
You should be glad that I hate you.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, boy. I could never be an actor. Ever.
Me either.
Ever.
I tried for a minute and I was so bad. I'll never forget one time I went to an audition and some lady, the casting director, she sat me down and she's like, I really think you might be better to pursue YouTube.
Stop.
And I was like so offended at that moment because she was just saying that I wasn't good at acting, but here I am now. She was right.
I know. She's like, you're welcome.
She's like, you will find your way, but not in Hollywood.
That's not a good thing to hear, though.
I needed it, I think.
It's not a good feeling.
She told me the truth.
You were
Other people lied.
14, 15?
I was probably like 16. Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
I don't think it really hurt that bad, honestly, because I think I knew I wasn't good deep down. It was just embarrassing.
I know, but who is good at that age? Like, sure, a small
guy
percentage.
from the show we just watched.
What? Oh, adolescent?
Yeah, he's so good.
That's like such a small percentage. I feel like all the people in that room that were with you, at least in that one scene you showed me, like they probably all sucked.
I just I don't know. I wanted to be famous because I wanted to be Hannah Montana. That's why I started acting. I didn't start acting because I had love for drama and theater, which is why you should get into it.
Sure.
But like, because to be in front of a room of like 30 to 100 cast and crew and having to act out something and then just act normal after, like,
turn
oh,
it off.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then like you're having this scene where you're like making out with someone or like crying and being super emotional or being crazy and yelling, like, and all those people are just watching you and judging your skills if you need to do it again or like if they need to direct you on how to be better. Like, I just could never do that. That is my absolute worst nightmare.
Brutal.
Like, I get stress hives from literally like giving a speech in public speaking class in college. Like, I remember one time people were like, "You're all red." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I'm aware. Thank you."
Honestly, no wonder like mental health though is so crazy. Like, put aside all the crap that comes with fame and the hate comments and all that and social media. Put that away.
Yeah.
Like, literally having to adopt personalities all the time.
Yeah.
And turn them on and turn them off. Like, that can't not alter your brain chemistry.
Yeah.
That's a lot on the body.
Yeah. We'll have to ask Avery about that because I'm sure she has a really interesting perspective.
Yeah, and just being on stage, you have to put
Yeah,
on
to
an
perform.
act.
Yeah, we were
But
talking about that with you on tour too. Like Ash and Kelsey Ballerini, like they have to go up there and put on a show and dance and like do all these moves in front of thousands of people. I could never.
And make everyone laugh.
Yeah.
And like swoon them.
Yeah, be
and
funny and witty and
engage with
smart
them.
and yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Be relatable. And not that it's fake at all, but it's just like it's a part of the job. And like
Yeah.
you just have to turn it on.
Yeah.
But it's just like really high highs and then like low lows because it's not normal to have your adrenaline that high for
Yeah.
so long. And
So
then, like,
true.
also, I think the hard part, I'm not an artist, but the hard part that I've seen is like people put the weight of God on your shoulders of like, you saved my life. I'm alive because of you. And like, that's just not something someone can carry, a normal person
Yeah.
can carry. That's also trying to perform and trying to lead the culture and trying to
Exactly.
sustain themselves for their whole tour.
Yeah. Which, I mean, she's going to have, we need to stop talking about this. We
I
need
know,
to
I
just bring her on
Can't wait.
because,
Let's do it.
yeah, that she's going to have literally the best perspective for all this.
I can't wait to hear everything about her.
I can't wait to hear you sing one of her songs.
Just 'cause I love you don't mean I want to. Just 'cause I need you don't mean I ought to.
So good.
Just 'cause- Oh, she's still going. And there was a note that I couldn't get to.
Oh, that's so funny.
All right.
That was great. What song was that?
Just 'cause I love you. What do you
Okay.
mean? You couldn't tell from the...
You couldn't tell from my performance. Carly's Carol strikes again.
Yep, here we are.
All right, should we bring her on?
Yes.
Let's do it. Welcome, Miss Avery Anna, to the Tuesday Tea. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah. So I found you years ago on TikTok singing in the tub. Am I correct?
That is, yes. That's
Okay.
correct.
That's like what you're known for, right?
Yeah. People call me Tub Girl.
There are worse things to be called.
There are, and you know what? I'm proud of it because here I am, you know?
Here you are.
When did you get that idea?
It was more of an escape
Oh.
rather than like an idea, but I was doing school online during COVID. And so rather than doing school, I would just sing all day. And usually I was occupied with school and sports and stuff. And then I had actually time to do music and just sing all day. So
Yeah.
my mom's bathtub had really good acoustics. It was the best place in the house. And that was the only room that there was nobody in.
Oh my God.
I have a big family. I had 3 siblings.
Okay.
So
you grew up in Arizona.
yes, in
Okay.
Flagstaff. Yeah.
Okay. And is mom still there?
My whole family. Yeah.
Okay.
Besides my older sister, she's in college in Utah. So
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Okay, so have you been singing your whole life?
yes.
You just literally just belted.
I never thought I was good at it, but
Sure, same.
I've always sang.
We still think that, actually.
I've always sang just for fun. And then when I was 8, my aunt got me a journal when I was baptized so I could write down what I remembered about it so that I didn't forget.
Oh, I love that.
That was really
Did you
sweet.
actually do that?
Yeah, I did. I wrote all about Jesus. Not Jesus, Jesus. Jesses. And my baptism. And then I started writing about being girls at school and
That's
things
so
that I loved.
special.
I'd draw lots of owls. And I actually wrote a lot about Jesus.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then it turned into like kind of like an escape for the good and all the bad thoughts that I was having like
Mhm.
as a kid. And then I remember like writing songs just in secret. And then when I was in middle school, I like showed my family some that I wrote, and yeah, and then I just like sang the national anthem at volleyball games, and
Yeah, you did.
and then I blew up on TikTok, and here I am.
Okay, so did you want to be a singer? Like going into TikTok, posting those videos as an escape, was your goal in life to be a professional singer?
No, I had
Okay.
no idea. I mean, obviously this is the dream for me.
Yeah.
I think back to like I went to Taylor Swift, like Speak Now, Red,
Oh,
1989, Reputation.
The classics.
Speaking of sold.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes, and I remember at my first concert of hers at Speak Now, I was like, I could never say that this is what I want to do with my life because I know it's not going to happen. I think I was like 11. But I was like, yeah, this could never happen for me, so I'm never going to say that this is what I want to do, but like deep down, like this is so cool. I would love to do that.
Yeah.
And I just never believed in myself. And then I thought I was going to like go work on a ranch or be a dental hygienist, or I didn't feel pressure to figure out what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then this just swept me off my feet.
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
Okay, so walk us through. It was during COVID, right? That you started posting these videos?
Yes, yeah.
Walk us through that. Like you just posted one day and it blew up, or were you posting a lot and then eventually it blew up?
It was
What
literally like
your first video?
it was so random.
Of
It was like
course.
I was posting like stupid like dance videos sometimes with my friends, like my
Classic.
volleyball teammates, and then I did a singing video in the bathroom and then one in the bathtub, and it was like 8 million views, and my mom
Oh
didn't
my
know I had TikTok, and I was like, I'm not about to show her that I'm viral because I was like, she's gonna think that's bad or like
Yeah.
be worried or something.
Sure.
Was it a cover or was it one of your own songs?
It was Say Something, A Great Big Road.
Wow.
Nice.
I was very
Deep.
emotional, very
Yeah.
drama,
Uh-huh.
my facial expressions were very dramatic, and it definitely like struck a chord with people. And I remember being like, holy moly, like people actually think I'm good, like they like
Yeah.
my voice. And then I didn't tell my mom about it for like a couple days. And then my cousin that was living with us going to school at NAU, she was like, Tess, Avery is TikTok viral. I've been trying to go TikTok viral for a year now.
Oh my gosh.
And then and then I started getting DMs from managers and labels and like publishing companies and everyone, and
Oh my
then I was like,
gosh.
so look, mom.
Yeah.
And then I ended up working with David Fanning and Tina Crawford as management, and then we released Just 'Cause I Love You.
So good.
And then I moved to Nashville when I was 17 and finished
Oh
my
my
senior year
goodness.
online.
Wait, so what was the time span between Say Something,
Yes.
cover,
And
people
moving.
people DMing you and then deciding to move?
Okay.
What did that journey look like?
Okay, Say Something cover, probably a week later, I was getting
Oh,
You're
week.
kidding.
Which is crazy because people post singing
Yes.
videos all the time and nothing comes of it.
So I think genuinely, I think it's a much, much harder for people now to do that.
Sure.
I think the pandemic gave so many people an opportunity. It
Sure.
was definitely right place, right time. I don't know. I feel like God slapped me in the face and was like, But yeah, it went viral. Management, labels DMing me, and I was like, is this fake? Is everyone trying to scam me right now? Anyways, and then that was October of 2020. And then I started working with my management probably November, December. We released Just 'Cause I Love You, I believe January of 2021. I moved to Nashville July of 2021. I signed my record deal remotely with my family at the lake with no service. I was like, I was like, please work,
Yeah.
And then, and then I moved. No, signed July, moved August. And then I finished my senior year online.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was by myself. My mom was like having a heart attack the whole time, and my dad was like, "Yeah, what do you mean? She's gonna do this, and she's got this." And
Oh.
he like didn't think twice about it, but
classic dad.
yeah, he was like, "What do you mean you're worried about her moving to city on her own?" Yeah,
Wow. So how have you been liking Nashville?
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, when I'm here,
Yeah.
luckily we were just talking about this before all the cameras got turned on. I'm like blessed to be busy right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
luckily I'm not here as much because I'm touring and
Yeah.
just going all over the place and singing and
Yeah.
so but when I am here I do like it. I enjoy it.
And you just released your new album, Let Go Letters.
Woohoo!
So exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What inspired that? Like, can you tell us about it? Because I know it's based off of letters that fans have sent in, right?
Yeah.
Which is such a cool concept.
Thank you.
So how did you come up with that idea?
So it was very natural. I didn't intend to start it to create an album. But it was when I was playing my first headlining shows and I just felt really overwhelmed with the types of emotions that other people were feeling that I was also feeling, kind of.
Yeah.
Like I was singing songs like Narcissus and Biggest T-shirt and Critic and people were crying and singing the words back to me. And it was really cool to see that for the first time, but it was also really sad because I know how that feels. And so watching other people go through that was like kind of hard for me. And then, I don't know, I just knew that journaling has always helped me and writing songs has always helped me. And so I was like, you guys should, write a letter and it'll be the thing at the show because this is the space for that. And I just feel like the purpose as an artist is to help people to feel the things that they need to through your music. That's what I love about music. And so I want to provide that as well. And so with the shows, it kind of started this community where people can just be really vulnerable, which I'm being very vulnerable and they're also doing the same. So it was just like a tangible thing that we could do. And I started getting just a few and then a bunch. And then I ended up putting a mailbox at the merch table. And just the things that people wrote were so like inspiring because yes, they're devastating and like some of the darkest things that people are going through, but also watching somebody decide, this is the thing I've struggled with most of my life and tonight I'm just gonna like decide to move on from it or decide to address it or let it go or whatever it is. And so the first time I thought about writing about the letters, I felt like it wasn't really my place to write a song about someone else's life. And then the more that I read, the more that I felt like I just had to because, I don't know, I just want those people and anybody else that has never heard me that might relate to the songs just to feel heard. Because I feel very heard when I release a song that's about something really personal in my life and people are, confiding in it and like lifting me up through that. So when I decided I wanted it to be an album, it's when I wrote Danny Don't. I like locked myself in my room and I wrote it by myself and yeah, it was a tough letter and a tough song to write. But I was like, this is really important actually.
Were there any themes throughout the album writing process and just I guess the letters that you were reading that were really surprisingly difficult for you to write about?
Yes, they're all really difficult.
I bet.
But one that surprised me that I didn't think I would get as much letters about was essay. I would say over 50% of the letters that I got were about that vanilla situation. And a lot of people wrote about vanilla and then told me about their stories and their situations that they had been in and why they relate. A lot of them weren't about vanilla, just talking about their things that they'd been through, and that was really, really hard for me to read.
That also puts so much, I feel like, pressure and weight on your chest and shoulders too.
It does and it doesn't because in a way, I feel like I'm just opening the door for people. It doesn't feel like they're necessarily confiding in me. It feels like they're confiding in the letter. So it was really, really heavy, but also I feel like I'm a very religious person, so it's not really my burden to bear. And I think it would be selfish if I took it as that. And so, yeah, that was really hard to read. And so Grave off the album is very heavily based off of that. And I was really nervous to write about it because obviously a very touchy subject. it's a little bit triggering for people. It's triggering for me. But I think that grave will be one that helps people the most, if that makes sense. But
Yeah, that's cool. Like that's literally
yeah,
something that people can hold on to for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
Like provide some sort of healing power. Do you weave faith into your music quite a bit, especially with touchy subjects like that?
yeah. A lot of people ask me. I think it's funny when a lot of people ask me if I'm ever gonna be like a Christian artist
Sure.
because I'm so faith based.
Yeah.
And I just think that's so funny because I am a Christian and I am an artist.
Yeah.
So it's intertwined in everything I do, like in my music, in my day-to-day life,
Yeah.
in the way I talk, walk, dress, act, everything. I think that's like the only thing that I try to actually have identity in
Yeah.
is that I'm like a daughter of God.
I don't know.
And I don't want to push that on people and I don't like preach that to people, but when I'm asked, that's like who I am.
It's also cool because that's like your platform to share the gospel,
Yeah.
which is amazing, especially adding on top of it such a heavy message that
Yeah.
I don't know how people would get through without faith.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So you providing like who you are as a person, as an artist, but also as a believer, like pointing to something bigger, whether or not you do it tangibly in the song or not,
Yeah.
or in your music, but just emulating that.
Yeah,
is
I
really
think
special.
it's a really cool place for me to be in because I get the opportunity to stand on that stage and give people the opportunity to just like deal with things that are hard. And they give me the same opportunity when I'm singing. But I think for people that are faith-based, and for me, I know I have peace still when I'm going through hardships. I can know that, you know, I have someone to turn to. Even if my relationship with God is a little rocky at the time, like at the end of the day, I know he's there and he knows what I'm going through. And that's really helped me too with the let go letters and reading them and kind of taking that on as a project, just knowing that like he's there with them as well.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
My gosh, what a perspective,
I
man.
know. Would you mind sharing like a little snippet of your testimony and like how you came to your faith?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. I grew up in a very faithful family. So I think it was a lot easier for me to understand what it's like to have a relationship with God at a very young age. My parents have been very faithful people and they don't really like preach about it to people a lot, but I think their actions speak very, very loud. I've always known as a kid that like when something's hard in your life, you pray. When you're seeking answers, you can, you know, read the word. And I think I've always had a belief that God is there for me, even as a kid. And I think it's a lot easier for girls to have that, especially. And I grew up going to church every Sunday and being very, very involved in like church activities and service and stuff like that just because of my family. But I feel like my testimony really rooted when I moved to Nashville and I was on my own and there was no mom telling me to get up and go to church and I wasn't surrounded by a family to wake me up in the morning and get me out the door. So I definitely questioned where my faith was rooted, and it was definitely rooted mostly in my family growing up, which I think is very normal for everyone.
That's so normal. Yeah. And there,
Yeah,
I feel
I
like,
think when you move out, you realize like it's your deal. You have to,
yeah, you have to make
you
it
know,
your own.
yeah. And I've always felt like a close relationship with like Heavenly Father, but when I moved out here and I was literally so lonely. Like I knew nobody. I had no one making me go to church or be disciplined, but I still went because I was just like yearning for that relationship and to not feel alone. And I don't think I even really processed that at the time, but I found a lot of peace at church. And I found the more that I read and learned about Jesus Christ, the more that I learned about myself and also God's love for me. So I don't know if that really answers your question.
Yeah. No, I love that.
Yeah.
God is so cool. So cool. And now he's clearly using you through your music and has given you this opportunity through TikTok and brought you here.
Yeah.
I just think it's so cool.
It is really cool. And it's really, really cool as an artist to kind of see the way that he loves each and every one of us, especially from the perspective of the stage and all these people that are hurting,
Yeah.
you know, especially with the sad songs that I sing. All these people that are hurting over this subject. It's cool. Like, I do meet and greets after every show. It's cool to talk to
Woof.
people. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yes. It is definitely taxing physically, but emotionally and mentally, it is like the coolest thing. Just even if it's for 2 seconds, getting to know the people that are showing up for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just really, really cool to see how uniquely and differently God has created all of us.
Yeah.
And also to see like that we all struggle, and that although we all struggle so much with these hard things, we still have a loving God that's there for us. And in those times of hardships, we can turn to him and we can come together and talk about that.
I've seen with other artists, especially with music that's changing them and something they're clinging to. How do you balance, I guess, the weight people can put on you or can assign to you in the meet and greets? I've heard some phrases that have been said from fans to artists. It's a lot. It's a lot for one person to bear. Now, having faith, of course, is helpful because it's like, okay, I know I'm not their God. Even if they say, you're the reason I'm alive or you're the reason XYZ, which is so heavy for one person to hold. But how do you handle that with your journey, with your faith as an artist? You obviously have a crazy journey ahead of you. Like, how do you work through that?
Yeah, I definitely have heard some very heavy things, especially with the type of music that I'm writing and singing. But it does help to know that, like, you know, it's not my weight to carry. I'm not their savior. I'm just kind of opening the door for them to, you know, confide in actually their savior, like God, whether they're religious or not. And not all my fans are religious. So I think when people say stuff like that to me, it helps knowing that, you know, the music is very healing. And even then, although they're saying it to me, and I will give myself some credit, but it's not really my doing, I guess. Like
it's the music.
Yes, it's the music.
Yeah.
And it's also the opportunity that I've been given by my managers, my label, Nashville, that you bought the ticket to the show. Like, you actually did this for me, for you, kind of, you know? Obviously, I take credit for a good bit. But when people say stuff like that to me, I take it more as a compliment to the whole process of things, I guess. Even if they don't understand that, and even if they are like, you saved my life, like, I understand that it's not really me that got in there and dug them out of the water. It's the music. It's, you know, all of the people that talked to me about these hard things that they were going through that made me finally, you know, pull the trigger and write about that and do it. And, you know,
I love that perspective.
Yeah. I will say the heaviest thing that's put on me is never from the fans, and it's always from the industry. And it's not intentionally, ever.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone ever intentionally is like trying to make an artist go crazy. But it is a weird thing, and I talk about this in Self-Esteem for Sale, a song on the record. It's a weird thing to be in this business and be the product that you have to sell. Like, it's me.
Yeah.
I saw it in my life before ever becoming an artist. When people put value in materialistic or worldly things like your appearance or the things that you say that aren't really you, it's impossible not to care about it. And so even if it's positive or negative, and I'm like, you look awesome today, I love your outfit, right? Even if that's a compliment, that's putting value in it. If you care about what I think, which everyone cares about what everyone thinks about them. Because it's a cycle of, oh, you look really great in that outfit, and so you're automatically putting value on that thing, right? And then it's impossible for you not to care about what you're wearing or what you look like, right? And so I saw that as just a girl in the world, not an artist. When you're an artist, it's not only like your self-esteem in your own personal life, what you look like and how you talk and how you walk and everything. when you're an artist, it's your brand and it's your business.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's very quick to tell you that that's your brand and you need to figure out who you are so we can market you. But it's passive. It's not like they're saying that directly.
Yeah.
And no one intends to make you feel that way.
Well, I was talking to a girl who was pursuing music once, and she was saying how her label was like, you need to find your thing. Like,
Yeah.
that's your thing. Like, Carrie Underwood has her legs. That's her thing. And I was like, I've never heard that before.
No.
It's so interesting.
It's like
Also, it's like I found my voice. What do you mean?
And it was so weird for me, especially with my first record. Like, they're like, what's your brand? Or even genre. I grew up a country girl at heart, and I love country music, and it is my heart and soul. But also, my songs lean a little pop and rock and a little indie sometimes.
Yeah.
Like,
Which we love.
yes, it's super fun. But
Yeah.
when they're like, what's your brand? Who are you?
Mm-hmm.
And like, what's your style? Stuff like that. It is like so damaging to an artist, an influencer, anyone in the public eye, even if it's on a small scale.
Yeah.
Even if you're up and coming, like, it's so damaging to your self-esteem.
Yeah.
And so you're like starting to care so much. I have gone through a crisis with my outfits like no other when it shouldn't really matter.
Well, you look fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you.
Not to put value on it, but you do look.
No, you're good. It's okay. I mean, we can't escape it. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, to go back to the faith thing, the only thing that I have to consciously let be valuable about me is that I'm a daughter of God, and that's it.
Yeah.
Not to be cheesy.
No,
but
we get it.
it's definitely weird in the industry with self-esteem. And I think it's really hard for artists, and I don't think a lot of people fully comprehend that. I don't even really fully comprehend it.
Yeah.
But
And it probably takes really tight community, which I'm sure can be very hard to find,
yeah.
to keep reminding you of those things. Of course, yes, faith is what grounds you at the end of the
Yes,
day,
yeah.
reminds you of who you are and what you're living for. But having those tangible people around you too to like remind you of those things.
Right.
And be that helping hand, and
Yeah, I
it's
think
gotta be tough.
who you surround yourself with is like the biggest thing.
Have you found that here in Nashville?
I've really tried, and I have a very, very, very small circle.
As it did.
And I'm hoping to make more friends, truthfully.
But
Not
keep
to
it
make
small.
myself sound like a loser, but
No, hey, every
I keep
girl
it
and every
small.
guy,
yeah.
that's just life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I definitely confide in my family a lot. And I have a few friends here that are very real with me. I don't want people always telling me that I'm awesome. You know,
Yeah.
I want someone to be like,
Yeah.
you should fix that, you know?
Yeah.
So
How have you found your close community here? Has it been through other artists or other songwriters?
I feel like I have a lot of really good artist friends and influencer friends, but I don't get to see them much because we're
Yeah.
similar schedules that are crazy. But yeah, through the music industry, I actually have found some really
That's
amazing
awesome.
people. Jenna Rain, Maggie Antone on the record. She's so good.
Yeah. I was gonna say
Sam,
yeah.
like so many artists, and we relate to each other. We understand. So when I feel like I'm going crazy, I can definitely confide in them. But other than that, like regardless of music, church,
Yeah.
that's the only other place I really go.
There's one song that you are featured on with somebody. Can I read the lyrics to you to see if you recognize it?
Yeah,
And tell me what
I'm
these lyrics.
okay.
Are you nervous?
A little actually.
Okay. Okay, it says, and the light fades away from my face, and the tears fall like rain.
She knows it already.
And so I turn my words all into faith. I hope it's me that they save. I'm starting to question if God's trying to teach me a lesson. Lord knows I'm starting to wonder if my true colors changed since I left you.
When we wrote Indigo, I feel like I was the only person in my team. I knew I was going to be the only one that like was like, this is really freaking cool. Because it's very Americana. It's
Yeah.
very like, it's not the typical,
Yeah.
like, I guess, Nashville song.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just so excited to write with Sam. It was the first time we met, and he's such a cool artist, and I love his sound and his songwriting and everything. And he doesn't really write with people.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so the first time you met was a write for that song?
Yeah, we wrote that song
The first time we met?
So it was a 40-minute drive from my house to the house that we were writing.
When was this?
December 2023.
Okay,
wow.
it's been a hot sec.
It's
Okay.
been a second. So on the way there, I was like, I have to bring something that's so good for Mr. Sam Barber so that he likes it, because I loved his music. And I had Indigo as a title in my notes. And I was like, that's a really cool concept, like being blue, kind of like being
Mhm.
sad. And so I was trying to find things that rhymed with indigo. I'm like, what the freak rhymes with indigo? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I used to shine bright like gold and novel indigo. And then when I thought of that in the car, I was like, this is good. I didn't have the melody yet though. I just had the line. And then Sam comes in and he's like super shy and super nice. And then he's like playing his guitar or whatever. And it's like super good. And I'm like, this is cool. And then I was like, this is my idea. Ta-da. And he was like, he wasn't really sold. And then I started playing the piano. And then I just started singing
And then you
the
got
melody. And he
you
started
must have
singing.
whipped that out of your butt because you said you didn't have the melody on the car right there.
No, but when he played the
Guys.
guitar, he
You're not
came up
built
with a
like
melody
this.
of the guitar. And then
Musicians are so cool. It was really
cool.
how your brains work.
it was literally like rapid fire after that. We wrote the song, I think in like an hour maybe.
Wow.
My goodness.
I remember it being like, the part that took the longest was recording it. The demo, which was literally guitar, vocal, that's it. That's it. And we wrote it so fast. And I remember my verse just like spilling out of me. I didn't even really think about it that much. Anyways, then Sam was like, my team loves this song. We want to put it on my album.
Yeah.
We sang it at a couple of his shows and then he released the album. And when I sang it at a show with him, we were rehearsing for it and he was like, I've been writing this song. Could you help me finish it? It was Restless Mind. And then he was like, I think it needs to be a duet. And then I was on both, and then here we are, and it's viral.
Wow.
And people confide in it for like the most grieving experiences, like the loss of so many things and so many people. And it's just really, really sad, but also really amazing that it's like, again, brought so many stories and people going through something hard together.
Yeah.
Which I related to it so much when I wrote it. So I was like,
Yeah.
everyone, please tell me this is the best song you've ever heard.
It's so cool because I was looking up like the meaning of the song and the amount of opinions of what it's about.
Yeah.
Like, that just shows that this is the music people need is because it's like
Yes.
adaptable.
So
We didn't even intend really to do that.
so cool.
Just kind of happened that way.
Your voices together also.
yeah. Stunning.
Angelic.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And speaking of sweet, sweet Sam Barber, I saw an interview where he was talking about you and he said, the most beautiful voice that I've ever been able to be in a room with. And I saw that and I was like,
Adorable.
that is
Incredible.
the highest compliment
It
you
really
could
is.
ever give.
I'd put that
someone.
in your journal.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that is literally the nicest
It
thing
was
anyone
sweet.
could
I
say.
also saw that. It was very nice of Sam. He's like, people don't know this about Sam because he's very quiet, especially at his shows. He like barely talks. So when I go there, I'm like, it's time to yap. But he is like seriously the nicest guy I've ever met in my life. Like he wouldn't hurt a fly. Like he's so sweet. So
Okay.
That's amazing.
he would say something like that. Even if it wasn't true, he would.
It is true though.
Oh, and it's just so poetic.
It
But I guess
is.
that's just probably what songwriters have
Yeah.
in common. Like their minds work that way to just
Yeah.
romanticize their words. And
But yeah, no, he's great.
Talk to us about tour. When are you going on tour?
I'm doing lots of festivals out with Brad Paisley and Luke Bryan. And then
are you doing CMA Fest?
not doing CMA Fest this year. And then we are planning headlining tour right now.
Let's go.
Don't know if that's announced yet, but we're
That's-
spilling the Tuesday tea.
Wow, that's incredible. So much go with all these gigs. And I mean, it's just crazy. What's going to be your routine like? I just came off tour a little bit ago.
Yeah.
And like the routines are just.
People don't know that like the artist life looks glamorous, but I'm not a bus artist yet. So I'm like sleeping in the van. It's like,
Are you vanning?
I'm vanning.
You're not
I'm,
vanning.
I'm driving sometimes. Yeah, people don't realize
That's
how
different.
taxing the routine is.
Well, no,
But
'cause you have to leave and go to the next venue that
Yeah,
night. And if you
mhm.
don't have a bed to sleep in,
you don't.
on a van.
Yeah.
Do you
I'm a good napper though. I can sleep anywhere.
God.
Also, water, drink lots of water,
Yeah.
ibuprofen, IVs.
Okay, we're going to do some rapid fire questions to wrap us up. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Have any exes started crawling back after seeing your
Wait, this is such a
success?
good question. This can't be rapid.
This is going to sound really bad, but every single one.
Also, I'm sure girls do the same thing.
Yeah,
With
friends.
friends.
And it's normal. Like, hello.
No,
if
it's
you
not.
love someone, you're going to like
Yeah,
reach
but
back
that's
out
so annoying.
at some point. It's not.
Okay,
I
good
mean-
for you. Love that
You're
for
better
you.
than us.
Yeah,
I
love
feel
that
like
for you.
once I'm done and like I'm done, like I don't, that's a lie. That's actually a lie.
So
So
want to unpack that?
one of my older relationships that was very toxic and I couldn't be done when
I see.
I couldn't handle myself. But
it happens.
yeah, it was
They just-
definitely toxic. But
Call and say, hi, just checking in.
I mean, like any way you think they could reach out.
What's the craziest way? Like the most like just made you laugh? Like really? That's what you're gonna say? That's the line?
Don't tell me they showed up.
No. Oh, actually, yes.
No
One time.
way.
Okay, I hope they never see this. There's been packages sent to my house.
From
Also,
exes.
yes.
Gosh.
One time an ex showed up at a show just to watch me.
Did you see him out there?
I didn't see him and I didn't even know he went, but he told my friend
Weird.
Ew.
so that I would know. He was actually a very sweet guy and I wish him nothing but the best. So,
Is it a
if you do see this, you're great. But
Kind of weird though.
it was a little weird.
Oh my God, imagine
It was
if you
back
saw
when-
him in the crowd.
Well,
while you're
and
just
I
sweet.
had a date that day too. So
Oh,
I was like,
brutal.
oh, yeah. That was a long time ago, though.
Brutal.
But,
Okay, wait, what are they sending to your house in packages?
like, a letter.
they know how to get to your
Yeah.
heart.
Actually, no, it didn't because I was like,
That's right. That's our
Yeah.
queen.
but,
Okay. What is your favorite song right now to like listen to?
okay. Oh my gosh, I have like two.
Give them.
We Hug Now, Sydney Rose. Also, Godman Blues, Colton Moore, and The Clever Few.
Got it. Amazing.
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll have to listen.
Yeah, I'll have to listen.
They're good. They're like out of left field, but
I love it.
you know the have a feeling you got everything you
Oh my gosh, let's just do that one more time. She's used to someone singing really brutal on this. Go for it. How does it go?
Wait, am I?
Are you nervous?
a beat? Ready?
No.
This is what I always do to Carly. I give her a beat. Oh, sorry. You're solo.
I don't want to butcher it. She has a beautiful voice.
Ma'am. Okay. Would you like me to warm you up with one of your songs?
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just-
cause I love you don't mean I want to. Thank you.
Okay.
Brutal.
I have a feeling you got everything you wanted, and you're not wasting time stuck here like me.
Ooh.
You're just thinking it's a small thing that happened.
Nice.
The world ended when I did.
I feel like I've heard that.
It's good.
before.
It's very viral right now.
Okay.
It should be. She's amazing.
I love it.
Have you heard of Rosie Darling before?
Yeah. Wait, she sings
Coping. Oh my gosh, she sings everything.
and the one
We can sing it
holy
together right
crap,
now.
what's it called?
Yes, come on.
We can do it.
We can do it together right
I
now.
can't
She's
remember.
one of my favorite artists and nobody knows
She's
who she
really
is.
good.
Sorry,
No,
that sounds
she's cute.
aggressive.
Wait, she has brown hair.
She's got brown long hair.
Yes.
Wait, what song are you thinking though? Too Hot for You to Hold?
No.
Okay. It got a lot.
Hold on.
The longest goodbye.
That was good too.
Thank you.
The
She knew which one I was singing.
The fact that you leaned into the mic to sing that.
I'm thinking of a Shallow Alcove song.
Oh,
You know who that is?
no.
Also very
Shallow Alcove?
Shallow Alcove. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Wait, it's the one that's like
Yep.
I think something about like I think of you in July. How am I forgetting? I listen to this song all the time. Look it up, Shallow Alcove.
Shallow Alcove.
ALCOVE.
I think of you in July. No.
Dreams.
Dream song.
Oh,
It's like she says something about July, and that it hit me hard because it's so
can't wait to
true,
listen
so-
to that.
I know. We'll have
It's
one
really
list
good.
of songs.
Yeah.
Okay, that was fun. I enjoyed that.
Beautiful.
Okay, you're next.
Who is your celebrity crush?
Ooh, good question.
Okay, I have two.
Yep.
First one, genuinely no homo. Patsy Cline. I'm obsessed with her. Like actual celebrity crush. What's his name? Scott Eastwood. Like Hello Cowboy. Yes. He's so cute.
Yes, he is.
You
very
could
cute.
sing to him.
I think he's like much older than me.
Yeah.
But that movie,
they do age.
That's a great movie.
Okay. Dream artist to collaborate on a song with.
it's like the hardest question ever. Patsy Cline. She's
Sure.
rest in peace. So that's not possible for me.
Okay. Understandable.
Not me thinking she was still alive. Okay.
Currently, Cody Johnson,
Ooh.
The Secret Sisters, Colton Moore and the Clever Few, Red Clay Strays,
Nice.
Jessie Murph. She's
Nice. She'd be sick.
so good. Taylor Swift. I can
Okay.
give you the longest list.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. I think all these are going to happen for you.
I hope.
Also, I will with Dylan Marlowe.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. The looming question. Are you dating anyone? Are you a single gal?
I just keep people on their toes. So I've dated recently.
Oh, okay.
Been on some dates.
I love that for you.
Yeah, that's nice.
Possibly lots.
Last one. Your tour must-haves besides coffee, if you drink coffee.
I don't drink coffee.
Okay.
My tour must-haves. Headphones, a pillowcase,
A classic.
every pair of socks I own.
Yeah.
I don't know why I always pack all of them.
Yeah.
Honey. I do a honey shot before shows.
Okay.
That's my way of getting crazy.
Yeah.
Water. Oh, good water bottle.
Nice.
What
What about a nebulizer?
I got like a vocal steamer.
Nice.
I've actually bought 4 vocal steamers because every time I need one, I never bring it, and then I
Oh,
buy another one
yeah.
at Walgreens. So I have 4, and I actually don't really use them very much, but I should.
Okay.
But I
nice.
almost bought a nebulizer the other day,
Yeah.
and then I decided I didn't feel like spending money that day.
There you go.
Nice.
You got your honey if you need it.
I know.
Yeah.
It was in my brain, but I had to dig it out. Safety pins.
Yeah.
And duct tape because I'm always having wardrobe issues.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Handy. Double-sided fashion tape.
Yes.
Helpful.
Yes, I have that.
Yeah.
Nice.
And safety pins.
Okay.
that.
And gaff tape for when I need to tape my pants up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All the wardrobe things.
Yes.
Okay, I have one more. What are you watching, reading, and eating?
Reading the Bible
Nice.
and eating. I actually just started doing keto.
Oh.
Who knows how long will last?
Okay.
So I'm eating like lots of steaks and cheese and grapes and blueberries, and grapes aren't technically keto, but
No, we won't tell.
Yum.
whatever.
So
I'm
you
just
love-
eating what makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay.
I just finished Severance.
Okay,
It's
we
really
have been
good.
wanting to watch that. We've been talking about starting
Yeah.
it for so long.
You
Is
should.
it good?
It was good. You have to like sit down and watch
Like
it, though.
focus.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, The Chosen,
Yes.
really good. Yellowstone, I haven't finished it yet, but. And then when I'm cleaning, I sometimes will turn on One Tree Hill.
Nice.
Just for background noise while I'm folding clothes and stuff. So
I love that. We talk about The Chosen all the time on this
it's
podcast.
really good.
Yeah.
I'm a visual learner, so reading it and watching it are 2 completely different experiences.
Yeah.
And it also makes it make more realistic sense in my brain.
Yeah. Same. Like we're
So-
such a visual generation.
Yes.
And like seeing Jesus personified. I mean, we talk about it all the time. Like
Yeah.
it's like
he's like
changing.
a human, and he has humor and is a brother and a friend and all the things like everyone else is.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that he's perfect.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
yeah.
So tell our followers where they can find you on socials.
Okay. You can find me at Avery Anna Music anywhere. I think I'm everywhere.
Yeah. You are.
And you can catch me at the shows wherever I'm going. Probably where you are.
She's vanning. She's
Yeah.
vanning to wherever you are.
I'm vanning, just so you know. I didn't get sleep to come see you. So,
It's
I
going to
love
be
it.
such a touching album for so many people. So congratulations. And
Thank you.
Thanks for doing such hard work to relate to so many people and like heal people.
oh, thank you.
Truly, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see you perform. We got to go to a show.
You should.
Oh, we
should.
do need to go to one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to see. Like, it's crazy to see how much you've grown in the last 4 years. I'm so excited.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. And
You guys
taking
are so cool.
Yeah, this was so much fun. If you guys aren't subscribed to our podcast, be sure to do that for more episodes with fun guests like this. And we will see you guys next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.